Today we're comparing trimmers from two of the top barber companies out today, the Pissed Off Barber and BaByliss. There's only gonna be one winner, and I won't lie to you guys, to me, it's a no-brainer. And okay, so before we get started, let me say this. Yes, I have a Tpob discount code, and I am an ambassador for the products, but I'm gonna give you guys my honest review. I can say whatever I want about these products, including Tpob themselves, whether it's positive or negative. End of the day, I just want to give you guys some information on what I think is, you know, a good machine. So on Team Tpob, we have the Black XO trimmer. These are Tpob's flagship model trimmers, and the best that the company has to offer, in my opinion. And for BaByliss, we have the BaByliss Black Boost Plus FX trimmer. You may be wondering why I chose the Boost Plus instead of the FX1. Stick around, I'll explain. Let's get all the nerdy stuff out of the way first. Let's compare the stats. Okay, so on paper, these are very similar machines. These are both very good looking machines. I love the design and the ergonomics of the Tpob XOs. I think they fit really well in the hand, especially when you're lining. They just feel really good. And I'm not a fan of the gold versions of the Boost Plus, but the matte black with the black rubber grips I think is really dope. They both have an all metal body, but like I said, the XO's design just makes it comfortable to hold. Whereas I remember with the gold FXs, without the rubber grips, the flashlight design always kind of felt slippery, but obviously we don't have that problem with these ones. The FXs also feel a little bit heavier than the XOs, so whether you think that's a good or bad thing is up to you. So both machines have 7,200 RPMs with brushless motors, and they're both fairly quiet. So let me just do a quick sound test of the trimmers. So this is the BaByliss FX. And this is the Tpob XO. I think the Tpob is just like the tiniest bit quieter. Both machines also claim to have a 4-hour runtime, but this is where the similarities stop, in my opinion. With the Boost FX, it comes with the DLC 2.0 blade. Honestly, it's a good blade. I was able to debulk hair fairly easily, and I can create some pretty sharp lines. The one main drawback that I did notice was whenever I'd line the C-cup or a beard, creating that kind of shape, anytime I had to glide the blade on the skin, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it would get caught. Honestly, for a company that's been out for so long now and, you know, charging what they charge for these machines, it's a little bit disappointing. Now, you can easily buy just another BaByliss blade, slap it on there, call it a day, but then you gotta buy another BaByliss blade. That's just gonna cost you more money for an already expensive machine. The XOs, on the other hand, these come with the Psychographene 6.9 blade. And now this blade specifically, I was able to adjust perfectly, and it cuts super sharp, but it doesn't feel like I'm tattooing my client, you know? Like, it feels very smooth. This is honestly, like, this specific blade has been the best blade I've ever used. In terms of battery, both companies claim to have a 4-hour runtime. The main difference is the XO has a fast charge system. So it says it allows 50% charge in 15 minutes and 80% charge in 40. Whereas when I was doing research about the Boost FX, I found info on the gold Boost FX that it says it takes 4 hours to charge. 4 hours is a long time, especially for a machine that doesn't come with the charging dock. The XOs also have USB Type-C charging, which I think is sick. I think that's a really good idea to have, especially for barbers who have to do a lot of house calls or on the road all the time. It's just easier to have one type of charger to charge your tools. Okay, so why did I choose the Boost instead of the FX1? Well, one, I'm comparing the Boost instead of the newer FX1 because I already had the Boost. And I think they're very similar machines in terms of performance. Obviously, there's some differences, like the FX1 only has a 3-hour runtime. It has a different blade that comes with it and some other design changes, but the performance is very similar. The main difference I find is the battery system. So the battery system is kind of cool. I like the whole like reload action you can do with it. Maybe your clients can be impressed with it a little bit if you showed them. But in my opinion, BaByliss is trying to solve a problem that doesn't really exist. Yes, there's gonna be certain times when, you know, having the interchangeable batteries can be beneficial, but 99% of barbers, I don't see it being that useful in comparison to having a charging dock for the actual clipper itself. I think that should be a standard. The Boost didn't come with a charging dock. I actually bought this charging dock a while ago for my gold versions, and you know, that's just more money that I had to dish out for an already expensive machine. On the FX1, they opted out for a charging base just for the batteries. And I think honestly, you know, I like having a clean station. I don't like having too much stuff going on. And not only do you have to have the tool itself without the battery on your station, now you have to have a charging base just for the batteries alone. You know, that's just my personal problem with the batteries. But I think BaByliss' whole thing about, you know, this FX1 system is sucking you in to go buy more BaByliss products. With all that being said, the number one reason why I think one machine is clearly better than the other is the price. So the Boost FX sells for around 200 USD, but it's currently on sale for $179.99 at the barber plug. That's still insanely expensive if you ask me, just for a trimmer. The XOs, on the other hand, sells for $119.95 USD on Amazon. And you can even get the Slime XO bundle, the clipper and the trimmer, the green versions, for only $179.99. So you get two machines, a clipper and trimmer, for about the same price as you can get for one BaByliss trimmer. And not only that, the more affordable trimmer is actually outperforming the more expensive one. Do you see why I think this is a no-brainer? Look, I'm just a messenger. I'm just outlining my personal experience with the products. I think they're both good machines, but clearly one performs just as good, if not better, and is significantly cheaper. I'm just showing you guys the information that's already out there. Based on my experience and research, I think that the Pissed Off Barber XO trimmer is the clear winner of this matchup. With that being said, I'm not saying that this is a bad machine. I just think the Tpob is better. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.